In the heart of ancient China, amid sweeping landscapes and time-worn temples, there existed a legend that stirred both awe and mystery. This is the story of Master Yun Dao, the quiet monk of Shaolin, an unassuming figure whose gentle presence concealed an extraordinary gift. Though his name was whispered in reverence and his abilities often dismissed as myth, his life illustrated a profound truth about the power of touch and energy. In the legendary halls of the Shaolin Temple, where martial prowess was measured by explosive strikes and mighty stances, Yun Dao's path diverged sharply from the norm. It was said that a single caress from his fingertip could still one's breath, slow the very heartbeat, or diminish the strength in the legs as if crumbling dust. This remarkable skill, born of years of introspection and solitude, promised a new perspective on strength. One that was not defined by the harsh clangor of physical combat but by the subtle harmony of inner energy. As the narrative unfolds, the journey of a once maligned disciple transforming through unseen forces into a master of silent power is revealed. Every twist in his fate, from humorous ridicule as a paper monk to an awe-inspiring confrontation with brute force, cements his legend as one who changed battles with the gentlest of touches. Born into a humble family of Shaolin disciples, Yun Dao emerged as a stark contrast to the brawny warriors around him. In the early days at the temple, his delicate frame and unremarkable strength earned him the nickname Paper Monk among his more robust counterparts. While others mastered the art of breaking bricks and enduring grueling horse stances, Yun Dao struggled to meet these rigorous physical demands. His every movement, measured and tentative, seemed to highlight his frailty against the backdrop of relentless training sessions. Yet, beneath this apparent vulnerability lay an insatiable curiosity, a yearning to understand the world in a way that transcended the visible. Instead of devoting himself solely to physical strength, Yun Dao found himself captivated by the dance of energy that coursed through every living being. Day after day, he would sit quietly in the temple courtyard, observing not just the motions of his peers, but the subtle shifts in the air around him. His quiet questioning of traditional methods did not go unnoticed by the elderly masters, though many doubted the merits of his inquiries. In the silent recesses of his mind, the young monk began to believe that a more profound form of martial arts existed. A form that harnessed not brute force, but the delicate interplay between life and energy. Even as laughter echoed in the training halls and scorn rained down upon his every misstep, Yun Dao's inner resolve only deepened. His early struggles planted the seeds for a future where the conventional bounds of strength would be redefined. It was in his moments of isolation and hardship that the foundation for his unique understanding of Kai was quietly laid. One crisp afternoon in the temple's dusty courtyard, fate intervened in the form of an aged abbot. While other disciples practiced fierce strikes and imposing stances, Yun Dao was found delicately tracing circles in the dirt with his slender fingertips. The old abbot, with eyes that had witnessed decades of martial transformation, approached quietly. Instead of reprimanding him, the wise master asked, "What do you search for in these fleeting lines?" In his calm, measured tone, Yun Dao explained that he sought the rhythm of energy captured in stillness, a way to perceive the motion hidden within every moment of an activity. The abbot's lined face broke into a thoughtful smile, recognizing that Yun Dao's quest was not for physical dominance but for an understanding of life's inherent flow. With gentle instruction, the abbot set him on a path that required solitude and contemplation. A journey deep into the Valley of Echoes. There, amid rustling leaves and the soft patter of rain, Yun Dao spent 10 long years immersed in the music of nature. He learned to listen intently to the cadences of wind and water, to sense the delicate interplay between every breath and heartbeat. Each whisper of nature revealed secrets held by the unseen energies that animate life. Over time, his practice evolved into an art form where every fingertip touch was imbued with intention and empathy. To the casual observer, these gestures might have appeared as mere idle movements, but each was a silent conversation with the pulse of existence itself. In this quiet realm, Yun Dao discovered that true mastery did not stem from powerful blows or violent displays, but from an intimate connection with the hidden currents that bind all things. A lesson that was destined to change the nature of conflict forever. The serene halls of Shaolin were soon disrupted by the arrival of Iron Ox, a formidable fighter known far and wide for his raw, uncompromising strength. His reputation for crushing adversaries with sheer might had spread like wildfire, igniting both fear and admiration among warriors. On the day of the fateful confrontation, The air in the temple courtyard was thick with anticipation. Iron Ox strode into the scene with an imposing presence, muscles rippling with confidence, and a scornful smirk that mocked the quiet strength of his opponent. In stark contrast stood Yun Dao, his silvered hair and loose robe exuding a calm that defied the storm of expectations. The crowd buzzed with murmurs and incredulous laughter, unable to reconcile the image of a softened monk with the challenge of facing a titan. As the gong resounded, the battle was set in motion. Iron Ox charged with the force of a tempest, his fists swinging like relentless hammers. Yet, amidst the chaos of giant blows, Yun Dao remained motionless, a statue seemingly untouched by the fury around him. In that suspended instant, as the world held its breath, Yun Dao slowly raised his hand. With the grace of a falling feather, he lightly touched Iron Ox's wrist. The impact was not heard in the clash of metal or the roars of the onlookers. It was a silent, transformative moment. Iron Ox's charge faltered. His monstrous swing halted abruptly, and his robust frame betrayed a sudden frailty. In a scene that defied logic, the mighty Iron Ox crumbled, his strength dissipating as swiftly as a shadow at dusk. The atmosphere was filled with a collective silence, a reverence born not out of defeat, but at the realization that force alone could never capture the nuanced art of life's energy. In that decisive moment, the temple and all who witnessed it understood that true power resided in the gentle harmonization of spirit and touch. In the serene aftermath of the battle with Iron Ox, a thoughtful calm swept over the Shaolin temple. Disciples gathered around Yun Dao, their eyes filled with wonder and questions, eager to unravel the mystery behind the monk's subtle prowess. In the hush that followed the remarkable encounter, Yun Dao lifted his hand and placed it gently over his own heart. His gaze, soft and reflective, communicated a deeper understanding of the force that had subdued Iron Ox. The quiet lesson he imparted was both simple and profound. Every living being carries within themselves a vibrant river of energy, known in ancient teachings as Kai. This Kai, he revealed, was not something to be tamed by violent strikes or harsh force. Rather, it was meant to be nurtured, understood, and occasionally guided with a feather-light touch. His words painted a picture of life's delicate balance, a continuous interplay of vibrations that defined not only martial prowess but the very essence of existence. Through countless hours spent in the solitude of the Valley of Echoes, Yun Dao had come to learn that by tuning into these subtle rhythms, one could influence the flow of energy in an almost magical way. The monks began to see that his power was not born of sorcery, but of a keen sensitivity to the natural pulses that pulsed through every heartbeat and every gust of wind. In that quiet moment of reflection, the temple was transformed from a battleground of brute strength into a sanctuary of enlightened energy. Listeners and practitioners alike felt a shift in perspective, a gentle reminder that understanding and connection often held more power than the might of any physical blow. Not long after the extraordinary duel with Iron Ox, a dark shadow loomed over the temple as a ruthless bandit army advanced from the north. Their numbers were vast and their intentions ruthless, a force determined to seize the ancient sanctuary at any cost. With bristling armor and weapons gleaming under the harsh sun, the invaders exuded an air of relentless menace. Within the temple walls, fear and despair began to arise among the monks. Yet, amid the rising anxiety, Yun Dao stood resolute at the gate, a figure of silent courage. As the first bandit charged with a razor-sharp blade, Yun Dao moved with an astonishing calm. A single, delicate touch on the warrior's shoulder rendered him immobile before the weapon could even slice through the air. One by one, the attackers fell in a cascade of precise, almost imperceptible gestures, a brush of the hand here, a light tap there. Each movement was executed with such ease that not a single drop of blood was spilled. The surrounding air grew thick with an eerie silence as the bandits, bewildered and incapacitated by the unseen force, retreated in disarray. In that defining moment, the legend of the quiet monk grew ever stronger, a testament to the notion that true strength is measured not by overwhelming aggression, but by the art of peaceful mastery over one's own energy. Word of the silent monk reached the highest seat of power, prompting the emperor to summon Yun Dao to the palace. In a majestic hall, amidst ornate splendor, the emperor bowed respectfully before him. Even as questions were posed about the lethal precision of his touch, Yun Dao's serene explanation emphasized that his art was not meant for destruction, but to harmonize life's inner pulse. His final gesture, a gentle tribute to forgiveness, echoed as a reminder that compassion is the mightiest force of all. With quiet dignity, Yun Dao then vanished, leaving behind a legacy of peace and profound inner strength.